comes to renovating our old abandoned French farmhouse, luck has always been on our side. From the lime mortar repairs to the crumbling stone walls, it just couldn't have gone smoother, especially for like two complete DIY, well, idiots really. Every step of this rural house renovation has seemed kind of guided, whether it's surviving some really dodgy scaffolding setups or just finding materials on, well, an incredibly tight budget. This project just seems to keep going no matter what. I mean, it's like this house really wants to be restored no matter what. It just keeps going, but you have to wonder sometimes how long our luck can last, because earlier on there were some really ominous clouds circling, and I've just spotted I've left some lime mortar uncovered, so if I'm a little bit distracted, sorry, because yeah, it's just started to rain again and I'm a little bit distracted because I'm wondering how long our luck can last. And you know, our lime mortar supplies are running a little, well, more than a little bit thin at the moment. Yeah, I'm a little bit distracted. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried whether we're actually going to finish this part of the project at all, really. So, yeah, things are running a bit tight. We viewed a whole battalion of houses across France, starting at Brittany, Brittany and Normandy, all the way down to the Dordogne. It was a 2-week marathon. 3-week marathon of viewing houses. We viewed sort of anywhere between 2 and 6 houses a day, wasn't it? And we were at the point of giving up. Yeah, we absolutely had it with looking at houses. And then we stumbled across this estate agent, and it was in a region of France that we really knew nothing about. We'd driven through it quite a few times, but that was about it. And the estate agent kept apologising because this house had been on the market for 3 years, and yeah, she was so apologetic, wasn't she? Bless her. And she'd been around a couple of hours before, and she'd opened all the windows to air it out because it had fungus on the wall, and there was so much detritus inside. It was unbelievable, and basically so many people had been round to view it before, and they got to the front door and just turned around and left. But we went in, and it was so magnetic that Mandy like just looked at me and she said, quite sort of like in a hushed tone, "Should we put an offer in?" And I thought, well, that was it.
I fell in love with it as soon as I saw it.
She'd fallen in love, and yeah, I thought, well, that was it. We had to have it. And you know, the plaster was falling off the walls outside, and well, we'd found our dream home, really. So now, most sane people would have absolutely run for the hills when they saw this house, but I'm currently sitting on a pretty ancient 25-year-old Spanish hatchback. It's got nearly 250,000 miles on the clock, but to replace it with its new equivalent would cost more than what we paid for that house. Now, that house came with an acre of land, came with a little forest. It's got a lovely lake where you can see kingfishers, you can see heron, everything like that in the morning. There's a little bakery nearby. Yeah, you get everything you want in the morning from the local village. You can see views 30 miles It's paradise, really. So I don't think we're that crazy at all. What do you think? If you need something in France, something will appear. We needed scaffolding. So a friend said, oh, I've got some scaffolding. And within an hour, a trailer arrived and we had scaffolding. We were doing some work in the bedroom, taking some wallpaper down, and the wall collapsed. A friend said, oh, I'm really good at lime mortar and I'm running a course next week. Why don't you come and learn to lime mortar? So we did that and we saved tens of thousands of pounds more. You know, if you had to hire a contractor to lime mortar the outside of the house, it would cost more than the house itself. It's unbelievable. So what we lack in euros, we've got in generous neighbours and friends. It's unbelievable what you can save in France with, the community and friends in France that you can gain within a few weeks of living here is absolutely amazing, so to speak. So yeah, you've only got to mention something in a conversation and within a couple of hours there's a knock on the door and someone will say, oh, in the back of my barn I've got such and such, or someone will appear and they're just sort of like, big burly muscles, and they're just sort of like help you out. So yeah, it's just absolutely amazing what you can gain in good fortune and generous neighbours, so to speak. Currently lime mortaring the two most damaged parts of the wall, and the guttering when we bought the house was broken here and here. You might be able to see some sort of silver tape where we repaired it and joined it back together, and it was directing the water directly against the wall rather than down the downpipe, and that meant there's some huge cracks down this section here, and there was a huge hole there, and we reckon the house had about 5 years left before something catastrophic happened. And well, yeah, we were quite lucky we bought it when we did, really, because, well, you can imagine, really, it might have even collapsed. About there. Now in rural France you get these little holes by front doors, as we mentioned in previous videos. Now they could be sort of where they put wooden scaffolding through the wall, but there's also this theory that they could be witches' windows, which is where at night you could look out and check for witches, and they're supposed to be small so witches couldn't fly in and grab you out.
I'll use the door then.
Yeah. And also, it's a local thing, but no, we've put a bit of glass in there. It's opaque, so no one can see in and spy on us.
Well, we hope not.
Well, we hope not, anyway. But it's time to unveil it. So.
Yeah, there's nothing else to drop on it.
Yeah.
It will need a good clean, because I know there's little bits of lime render there.
We've also patched up the gutter above, because that had multiple holes in it, and it was getting drenched by the gutter because there was a gap in it when we moved in, probably about that big, and the water was literally pouring down at about this point here, which really wasn't good. So you're itching to do it. Picking away at it. So yeah, go on then. I know you want to do it.
You can do it as well.
All right.
That's enough.
There we go. Oh, there's a bit. I've missed a bit.
Ooh.
Oh, we're gonna have to go around with
the knife.
Yeah.
It will need cleaning up around the edges as well.
Yeah, and on the inside as well. Yeah. But there you go. That's roughly what it's going to look like.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. So there you go. A witch's window.
I'll still use the door.
Yeah. We've tried multiple configurations of this scaffolding now, but we're really struggling to get it to fit. As you can see, it's touching the wall this side and it's practically touching the wall that side. It should have these feet on the bottom, but they were just too wide. Now that means we've had to put it on these wooden boards, and the idea of the wooden boards is so it doesn't burr over the bottom of the scaffolding, you know, because we want to use the scaffolding again, and that's making it a little bit unstable, which obviously is less than ideal. We've had to put extension legs on one end. Now the extension legs are fine, because they fit incredibly tight, but we've had to put these adjuster legs in, but the adjuster legs have, you know, these spinny handle things, but the problem is with the spinny handle things is you can't turn them because they touch the wall, so you have to turn them sort of first and then stuff them in. So yeah, you have to set them at the correct height and then put them up the leg. So it's a case of guesswork, if you know what I mean, before you assemble it all. So, but the scaffolding, the only reason why it's not moving that much is because it's banging on the wall each side. So I don't know if you can see, if I point it up, it is incredibly wobbly. So what we're going to have to do is somehow ratchet strap it to the house. I've just come up here, and I don't know if you notice that one of the pieces on the edge of the scaffold board is missing, and yeah, that's what keeps the scaffold boards in place. So I'm just hoping our luck don't run out, because we're actually a long way up off the ground, 7 metres. That's really not clever.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much, love. It's not been there since we started at the front of the house.
It's what? Say that. What?
You would. It's not been there since we started the front of the house.
Now she tells me. There, I was a little bit happier now. Got a new edging strip in place.
Should I tell you about the other three?
Oh, don't start. So, how do you reckon we're doing on the mix situation? It looks a little bit tight to me. You've got, what, 2 square metres left to do. That tray is pretty close to empty, and the cement mixer hasn't got a lot left in it.
And there's some big holes there as well.
There's some very big holes there. That looks a little bit too close for comfort, I think the term is. Yeah.
There's a massive hole there.
Oh crikey, that's huge.
That's where the those things are.
Yeah, I wouldn't poke your metal thing too close to those, my love. That's called pushing your luck too much. So this is really all we've got left to do above the window, and 1.5 meters of wall.
We'll do it.
You reckon we'd do it?
Yeah.
That looks a bit tight to me.
No, I reckon we'll do it.
There's some big holes left up there.
I know.
You're confident, are you?
Yeah.
We're getting quite close to the top with the mix we've got, but the problem we're now facing is both of us are too short, and we both have to be, or either of us have to be, roughly, we're guessing about 6'8" to reach either the top of the wall or the cement cornicing above, which also needs repairing. So yeah, we've got a bit of a problem. We basically need about another 2 sections or more of scaffolding. Now we're going to have to come up with some kind of solution, and I'm not liking what Mandy's suggesting, but she still keeps laughing at me. In case you aren't looking properly, that is a 7-metre tall scaffolding with a platform on top of some dodgy old scaffold boards. So this might end up as one of those YouTube shorts, because she is currently working round incoming live electrics, which she's recently sprayed with water. Yeah. Don't make me laugh. I'm trying not to make you laugh. Yeah, really not clever at this point in time.
It might not be clever, but it's workable.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but this is where our luck really runs out.
Say that.
Sorry.
Just put the jinx on me now.
I know. This hole here is a vent down into our caves, and it's also provided a bit of a highway for things like plumbing, electrics and everything like that. But unfortunately it's also provided a route for things like cluster flies and occasionally lizards, but mostly the dreaded cluster fly, which is unfortunate really over winter. So what I've got to do is, I made this, and it's made out of about 2 or 3 of these little cast iron things that sit on top of stoves, and I welded it together rather crudely because cast iron's quite hard to weld. And you normally put things like kettles and things like that on top of your cast iron stove, and it's going to sit in there like that. And I've got this mesh, and it's fairly fine, so it stops everything down to mosquitoes from getting in. I'm going to put that on the back of this vent, sort of like that, and hopefully that'll stop all the mosquitoes getting in. We're going to put this in there like so, seal round it with cement, and hopefully that will block everything, hopefully, from getting in. Well, it turns out luck isn't something you wait for, it's something you test by climbing some really dodgy scaffolding with like a bucket of lime mortar in one hand, and hoping that gravity is basically on your side. So some days you're going to win, and some days, well,
you probably won't.
Yeah, some days you're probably not. And but at least we've got some really great friends who are basically just going to laugh at us, really.
Yeah.
And
tell us off.
Yeah, tell us off. So basically, tell us what you dare climb up, and
or what you dent.
or what you daren't climb up. So
Yeah, would you have been up at the top up there, or would you have been holding the ladder at the bottom?
Basically. So yeah, I expect you've all got a great story to tell us, and you could leave it in the comments below. So well, give us a bit of the old like and subscribe.
Just like that.
I do like a bit of that, and leave a comment or two below, because she loves reading them. So au revoir, basically.
Au revoir.
And see you next time.